why Matt Dibenedetto is and will be important for the Truck Series. Okay, so back in January, Aged NASCAR's Twitter account asked for bold predictions for this season. I gave one prediction for each series. My Cup Series prediction has already come true if we count the duels. My Truck Series prediction was that Matt Dibenedetto would win at least 2 races and make the championship 4. After 2 top 10s in the first 2 races for Matty D, I'm feeling pretty good about that prediction today. Yeah, he had a bad finish in Atlanta, but Atlanta was always going to be a wild card, and he was fighting for the lead when he got in the wall. Keep in mind, he's never raced in the Truck Series, and he's racing for a small team. But what I really want to talk about today isn't his Truck Series performance this season, but rather his long-term presence in the Truck Series and the importance of it. Matt Dibenedetto says that obviously the goal for him is to return to the Cup Series and win at the Cup level. I believe he has enough talent that he's certainly capable of that, but I don't think he will, and I don't think he should. A couple of years ago, Dibenedetto was a guest on Dale Jr. Download, and I'm not sure I've ever listened to a more genuine interview from someone. He was very open about the mental struggles that came with the ups and downs of his career, and that was a couple of years ago, before the high of getting the Wood Brothers ride and subsequent fallout with the Wood Brothers, and having to take a Truck Series ride this year. If you haven't listened to that interview, it's episode 271 of Dale Jr. Download, and you should absolutely go listen to it. I really appreciate the sheer level of openness and honesty in this interview. So, when Dibenedetto announced this offseason that he was moving to the Truck Series with Rackley War Racing, I thought it was a spectacular move. I think he needs the Truck Series, and the Truck Series needs him. First, why Dibenedetto needs the Truck Series? He spent 7 years jumping around from team to team in the Cup Series with very little stability and a highly variable quality of equipment. He developed a reputation for improving every team that he went to, but you could tell that the lack of stability had taken a toll on him even a couple of years ago. I think the Truck Series is going to provide him with an opportunity for stability that he's never had before. I actually don't think that he's going to be with Rackley War for more than a year or 2, but I think if he decides to stick around in the Truck Series, then he'll end up getting picked up by one of the bigger truck teams like ThorSport or GMS, and have a high-quality, stable ride with them for a long time. I think that the Truck Series just fits his personality much better than the Cup Series does. The Cup Series can be absolutely cutthroat. Like, unless you're fortunate enough to break into the Cup Series with one of the top teams right out of the gate, or have major money backing you up, then you have to be willing to dump your own grandmother to find yourself in a quality ride. I just don't think Dibenedetto is that guy, or really wants to be that guy, and good on him for that. I honestly respect him for it. Another thing that he talks about briefly is his friendship with AJ Allmendinger, who I think has a really similar personality to him. Allmendinger left the Cup Series after having a longer but in many ways similar career to Dibenedetto, and would later come back to race full-time in the Xfinity Series. Allmendinger has completely revived his career in the Xfinity Series, and is a weekly threat to win races and a championship competitor, and is clearly a much happier person today than he was when he was racing in the Cup Series full-time. Like Dibenedetto, I don't think Allmendinger wants to be that guy who's willing to dump his grandmother, and again, good on him. So, it wouldn't surprise me if Allmendinger has given Dibenedetto something to think about. You don't have to be a Cup Series champion to have a successful and memorable career in NASCAR. Just look at Ron Hornaday. The man is a NASCAR Hall of Famer, and he only ever had one top 10 Cup Series finish, and never completed a full season of the Cup Series. Instead, he won 51 races and 4 championships in the Truck Series. It's been a little while since Hornaday retired, but if you've been a NASCAR fan for more than 10 or 12 years, then you absolutely know who Ron Hornaday is. So if you can compete for championships on a yearly basis, have a memorable career, and just be a happier person in the Truck Series, then why wouldn't you pick that option? I would absolutely pick a highly successful career in the Truck Series instead of having to be willing to put a dagger in someone's back for a quality ride in the Cup Series any day of the week. Again, I really do believe that Dibenedetto has the talent for the Cup Series, but his personality fits into the Truck Series way better than the Cup Series. I think that on a personal day-to-day level, he's gonna find himself much happier in the Truck Series. So now let's talk about why the Truck Series needs Matt Dibenedetto, and I genuinely think it does need him. The Truck Series is very unique. It has the young drivers who are taking their first steps up the ladder to the Cup Series, but there have always been the hardened veteran drivers who choose to remain and have a consistent presence. In addition to serving as the standard bearers for the young drivers to prove themselves against, the veterans help to give the series its own consistent identity. Without them, the series' whole identity would change every couple of years, which would be very unhealthy for it. Matt Crafton has been synonymous with the Truck Series for the last 20 years. You also have guys like Johnny Sauter, and before him, Todd Bodine, Mike Skinner, Jack Sprague, and we've already talked about Ron Hornaday. All of these guys have some amount of Cup experience, but they really made their careers in the Truck Series. Everyone I just named has at least one Truck Series championship, and true fans will always remember those names for their successes in the Truck Series. These guys are and were absolutely vital for the health of the series. Bodine, other than a brief comeback this year, Skinner, Sprague, Hornaday, they're all retired. Sauter is cutting back to a part-time schedule this year, and Crafton is now 45 years old and just lost the crew chief that he's worked with for a decade. So is he going to be racing full-time 5 years from now? Probably not. You have Grant Entfinger and Stuart Friesen, who are veterans who probably aren't going anywhere, but I'm not sure those two guys are enough to fill that stable veteran role by themselves. Matt Dibenedetto is 30 years old and capable of carrying the Truck Series banner for the next 10 to 15 years. Honestly, I think Dibenedetto is capable of being the heir to Matt Crafton as a steward of the Truck Series, carrying it forward into the next generation. Maybe he can even take over the 88 truck from Crafton when Crafton does decide to hang it up. In my mind, he's the perfect fit for the job. I genuinely believe Matt Dibenedetto can find the happiness he needs in the Truck Series, and I believe that he is vital for the series' future, and the series really needs him. So that's what I've got for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I crazy or am I on to something? Please like the video and subscribe to the channel so we can grow the conversation. Oh, and follow me on Twitter too. And until next time, have a great day.